Some calls arrive too late. Not because of time, but because of choices already made. This is Sophia, and this is her life with Lucas. On the surface, it's a picture of comfort. They have their routines, their shared spaces, their polite exchanges over breakfast. It's a life built on years of shared history, a quiet rhythm they both fell into. But listen closely, and you'll hear the silence between the words. It's a heavy silence, filled with unspoken thoughts and feelings that linger in the air like dust motes in a sunbeam. Lucas has changed. He's here, but not really. His mind is often elsewhere. Lost in the glow of his phone or the endless scroll of his thoughts, he's become a master of emotional distance, a ghost in his own home. He'll ask about her day, but his eyes are already drifting away before she finishes her answer. He'll make plans, only to cancel them with a casual text. He's present in body, but absent in spirit. Sophia sees it all. Every distracted glance, every unanswered message, every time he chooses his phone over a conversation with her. She notices the empty chair at the dinner table that he said he'd be home for. She sees the calendar, once full of their shared plans, now just a series of crossed-out dates. These aren't loud, dramatic fights. They're quiet little heartbreaks, tiny cuts that accumulate over time. She doesn't scream or demand answers. Instead, she observes. She collects these moments, these pieces of evidence, not to build a case against him, but to understand the new reality of their relationship. Lucas, for his part, mistakes her patience for acceptance. He sees her calm demeanor and assumes everything is fine. He is so wrapped up in his own world that he can't see the ground crumbling beneath his feet. He believes their foundation is solid, that her love is a given, an immovable fixture in his life. He thinks her silence means she's okay with being second choice. He couldn't be more wrong. While Lucas is lost in his world of distraction, Sophia begins a quiet revolution. It doesn't start with a fight or an ultimatum. It starts with small, deliberate actions. She starts packing a bag. Not with anger, but with a sense of purpose, she gathers important documents. Organizing her life into neat folders. She revisits old photo albums, not with sadness for what's lost, but with gratitude for the person she was and the strength she's always had. Each packed item, each sorted paper, is a step away from the life that's been holding her back, and a step toward a future that is entirely her own. She's not running away from a problem, she's preparing for a milestone. A personal declaration of independence. She's reclaiming her own story, one quiet decision at a time. It is funny how people only notice the tide going out when the ship has already left the harbor. UCS finally starts to sense the shift. The comfortable silence he took for granted now feels empty. Unnerving. The apartment feels different, a little colder. He starts to notice the small things, the way she doesn't ask about his day anymore, the way she smiles a little less. A slow burning panic begins to set in. He realizes he's been complacent, that he's taken her for granted. He decides it's time to talk. He's confident he can fix this. A nice dinner, a heartfelt apology, a promise to do better. He believes he still holds the power to pull her back, to rewind time and erase the distance he created. He thinks a few words can mend months, maybe even years, of neglect. He rehearses his speech, planning the perfect moment to win her back, completely unaware that the game is already over. He thinks he's about to make his move, but he doesn't realize she's already made hers. The evening is quiet. Lucas is at home, a sense of urgency finally pushing him to act. He picks up his phone, ready to deliver the speech that he believes will save everything. He dials her number. The phone rings and rings. Miles away, Sophia is in a taxi, the city lights blurring past the window. Her phone vibrates on the seat beside her, illuminating the darkness with his name. She looks at it, her expression calm and readable. She doesn't feel anger, or panic, or even sadness. She simply watches it ring, a silent observer to the end of an era. She lets it continue. A sound that no longer has any power over her. Then, silence. She doesn't decline the call. She just lets it stop. The choice has already been made. At the airport, surrounded by the hum of travelers and the announcements of new destinations, Sophia sits down. She opens her phone and sees a message Lucas had sent earlier that day, before his desperate call. It's a photo, not of them, but of him with someone else, a happy, smiling picture captioned "An amazing day." And here's the twist you didn't see coming. She doesn't cry. Her face doesn't crumble in betrayal. A small, knowing smile touches her lips. You see, she wasn't leaving because she discovered he was with someone else. She wasn't leaving out of jealousy or because she caught him in a lie. She had already known, or at least suspected. For a long time, the pain of that discovery had been processed long ago. In the quiet moments of observation, she was leaving because she finally understood. She finally realized that she was no longer chosen. His distraction, his distance, his new life, it wasn't a phase. It was a choice he was making every single day. And in seeing that, she found the clarity to make a choice of her own. She didn't walk away from a person. She walked toward herself. Her departure wasn't an act of revenge, it was an act of self-preservation. It was the ultimate act of choosing herself when he had stopped choosing her. As the boarding call for her flight echoes through the terminal, Sophia stands up. She walks toward the gate. Not looking back, there is no hesitation in her step. She is walking toward a new beginning. A life where she is the priority, where her happiness is the destination. Back in the apartment, Lucas stands alone. The silence is deafening now. He stares at his phone, the unanswered call a symbol of his failure. He is finally ready to talk, but there is no one left to listen. He is left alone with the echoes of a life he let slip through his fingers. Sometimes, silence isn't an absence of noise. Sometimes, silence is clarity.